Moving on now. Australia has a well-earned reputation when it comes to deadly critters, but which of them is the deadliest? These guys are total sissies, so I went into the wild to find out.
I'm fair dinkum up to my armpits right now, risking my life searching for Australia's deadliest venomous animal.
Hey, Pete, what are you doing in the...
Shut up, Waleed. You'll get us both killed. Look, over there.
The humble honeybee. Over 13 years, bees and wasps have been responsible for 27 deaths, the same number as snakes. Bees, wasps and hornets also account for a whopping 33% of all hospital admissions for bites and stings.
They're so common. They're in our houses. You've got spiders, you have bees, you have insects. We live with insects every day. So I guess it's not surprising in a way.
So why do we underestimate this cold-blooded killer?
Certainly there are compounding issues with allergy where if you get stung by a bee and you don't have any allergy or reaction, you may develop a sensitivity over some time, and if you were stung by a bee again, you may show some allergy, and this is where it's quite unpredictable.
Robert Cooley has an extreme bee allergy. He doesn't need to be told to take stings seriously. Robert's actually participating in a program designed to build resistance to bee venom.
It involves having a desensitising injection once a month for probably up to 6 years. Although it is something of an inconvenience, I also recognise that if I didn't have this treatment and I was stung by a bee, there is the possibility that that sting could in fact be fatal.
Some experts reckon that bees are crucial to our ongoing survival, with a third of humanity's food supply dependent on pollinated plants in some way.
But this expert reckons it's time to wipe them all out before they do the same to us.
Hey, Pete, isn't that a...
Yes, it is. Tell my family I love them.
Ben Moore is a beekeeper and a bee apologist, and he joins us now. Ben, give me one good reason.
1 in every 3 mouthfuls of food that we eat is influenced by the pollination of bees.
Wow.
Well, I think you clearly have a vested interest in this. How do I know you are not being paid off by Big Honey?
No, I'm not being paid off by Big Honey. I can assure you, if anyone, the insect phobious people are against anything flying and stinging, they're against the bees, but we do need them.
Little fun fact, Ben, Big Honey is what my wife calls me in the bedroom.
Okay, good fun fact.
Ben, I'm going to point out I'm a big lover of honey. I'm like Pooh Bear in the morning with my porridge, just shoveling it in. I love it. But I was reading an interesting thing today about this region. I think it's in China, where their bee population vanished, and so they started having to hand pollinate, and then their yield was up like 40%. Maybe we don't need the bees, Ben.
No, that's actually a conspiracy, because one bee can fly in one trip, and that could be sort of less than 10 minutes, 50 to 100 flowers, where people hand pollinating takes far longer.
Have you seen me hand pollinate, Ben? Like,
No,
got my fingers in there, I'm pretty quick.
Another fun fact, Ben, I call my wife Pooh Bear in the bedroom as well.
Ben, what about snakes? They're just bastards, aren't they?
They certainly are.
Ben, little fun fact about snakes. Actually, no, I better not do it. We're hearing about bees causing a lot of deaths. I just wonder if we're not getting too alarmed about that. Like, if you don't have an allergy, for example, or anaphylaxis to a bee sting, are bees kind of like painful but not dangerous?
Yes, that's correct. I think it's less than 2% of the population are highly allergic to bees. But, you know, I mean, providing you don't aggravate a hive, you're not going to get swarmed and you just leave them be, so they don't pose a massive issue.
So it's not like a brown snake, for example,
No,
where the animal is
down.
deadly. It's the reaction that some
That's
people
correct.
get.
That's
Right.
correct, yes.
Would there be people watching who are allergic but don't know it?
Yeah, there could be, yeah, most definitely.
Ben, I've got to admit, I'm not a big bee fan. I don't like honey, and I can't run away fast enough when they try and sting me. But I want to know, how often do you get stung?
I get stung quite often now. I can get stung most, to be honest, I lost count. I pulled out about 100 stings in one day, one session with the bees. I'm lucky that I'm not highly allergic. If I get stung on my hands, I only just feel it. If I get stung on my face, I get a tiny little localised reaction. So I'm lucky as a beekeeper. The more I get stung, the better I get.
Does the beard like become some kind of protection?
No, that's for hiding the queen bees.
We'll let you get back to your big honey, Ben. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming.